students, welcome back. Let's start with a new chapter, unitary method. Now, this is exercise 8a. I'm doing the sum 4 from this exercise 8a. First, let's read the question. Children, please keep your textbooks with you when we are solving this sums. If 8.5 meter of a uniform rod weighs 30.6 kg. Now, if you see, we are comparing the two, the length and the weight. Now, if 8.5 meters of uniform rod weighs 30.6 kg, what will be the weight of 5 meter of the same rod? So, first in our rough column, let's write length and weight, or you can write it as meter and kg. I have 8.5 meter weighs 30.6 kg. So, 5 meter will weigh how much? Now, children, just see, just to make sure or you're confident of whether your answer should be right or wrong. 8.5 is the length, the weight is 30.6. 5 meter, it is less. So, definitely the weight also should be less. Now, whenever you compare like these two quantities, if this is less and here also it becomes less, automatically we call this as direct proportion. Alright, what do you mean by direct proportion? When one quantity decreases, automatically the other quantity also decreases. Now, when I put cross multiply here, where there are two numbers, we multiply, right? So I get 30.6 multiplied by 5 upon 8.5. Have you understood? Wherever there are two numbers, you multiply, and wherever your question mark is, that comes below, upon divided by 8.5. I have a decimal in my denominator. Shift one place, I shift one here too. So I get 306 into 5 upon 85. Correct? Let's reduce. 5 ones are 5. 5 ones are 5. 6, 7, 8. 3 is my remainder. 5 sevens are 35. Now here, when I reduce, 17 ones are 17, 2s are 34. So I take it as 17, 1s are 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 13 children. So this becomes 136, remember. So that is 17 8s are, because 7 8s are 56, 8 1s are 8 plus 5 gives you 13. 17 times 8 is 136. So 17 8s are. So my answer is 18. So I get 18 here. So did you understand? The length was 8.5. Your weight is 30.6. The length is reduced. Automatically, see your answer also. The weight is reduced. So this is called as direct proportion. Now, let's come to the main statements. I have length and I have weight. Now, where is your question mark? Your question mark is on weight. So, my statement also begins with, or I begin with weight. Now, my first statement will be weight of 8.5 meter rod. We don't need to write long statements. We can make it short. I begin with weight because I am finding out the weight. So weight of 8.5 meter rod, that is 30.6 kg. Clear? Therefore, weight of 5 meter rod. We have already solved in our rough column. So this becomes 18 kg. Is it clear? Let's move on to another side. Alright, let's move on to the next question. question 8 from your exercise 8A. Let's read the question. Please see that you have your textbooks with you. A scooter consumes 2.5 liters of petrol in covering a distance of 85 kilometers. What distance will it cover in 8 liters of petrol? So which of the two quantities we are seeing? Liter and kilometers. So this is the amount of petrol that is used and the distance that we need to find out. So we have liter and kilometer. Alright, now a scooter consumes 2.5 liter of petrol in covering a distance of 85 kilometer. What distance? You are finding out the distance. Okay, will it cover in 8 liters? Correct? What did I say? We will cross multiply. Wherever there are two numbers, we will multiply. 85 into 8 upon 2.5. Isn't it? Now children, you have a decimal point in the denominator. When I shift one place, I can add a 0. Correct? So I get 85 into 80 upon 25. Now let's reduce. 5 5s are 25. 5 1s are 5. 6, 7, 8. 3 places. So 3 here. 5 6 are 13. Then 5 1s are 5. 5 1s are 5. 6, 7, 8. 3 again. So 3 here means it gives you 35. 5 7s are 35. So when I multiply 17 multiply by 16. 6 7s are 42. 6 1s are 6 plus 4 gives me 10. And I get 17 here. So it is 2, 7 and 2. So my answer is 272 kilometers. 272 kilometers. Now, children, let's check. 2.5 liters of petrol when you are using, you can go up to 85 kilometers. The number here has increased from 2.5 to 8. So see here again, your distance also has increased. 272 kilometer. That means this is called as direct proportion, isn't it? Now, let us come to the, now that I have solved it in the rough column, let's come to the statements. Now, what am I finding out? I'm finding out the distance. My question mark is on your distance. So, let's begin the statement using distance. So, distance covered in 2.5 liters is 85 kilometer. Correct? Therefore, distance covered in 8 liters, that is 272 kilometer. Right? So 2.5, 85. More, now it's a bigger number, 8 liter, so definitely your answer should also come more, 272 kilometer. So this is called as direct proportion. Let's move on to the next question. Now let's read your question 10. A compositor takes 1 hour 45 minutes to compose 24 pages of a book. How long will he take to compose 64 pages? How long? So that means we need to find the time. So here, 1 hour 45 minutes. A compositor takes 1 hour 45 minutes. Now we need to convert this because here we and this is 1 hour to compose 24 pages. So first let's convert everything into minutes. Hours and minutes. You know 1 hour is 60 minutes, correct? So you have 45 minutes along with that. So when you bring both together, I get 60 plus 45. So that gives me 105 minutes, correct? We cannot write it in hours and minutes separately, so let's convert everything into minutes. So I get 105 minutes. So let me put this entire thing as 60 plus 45, that is 105 minutes. Clear, children? Have you understood? Alright, so a compositor takes 105 minutes to complete 24 pages. Now he has written 64 pages, and how long or how much time will he take? Let's cross, correct? Now wherever you have two numbers, we multiply. 105 into 64 upon 24. Tables of 12. 12 2s are 24. So we cannot take 12. We take 4. 4 6 are 24. 4 1s are 4. 5 6. 4 6 are 24. 3 2s are 6. 3 3s are 9. 10. 1 3 5s are 15. Correct? 3 3s are 9. 10. 1 remainder here. This gives you 15. 3 5s are 15. I can still reduce it. Right? Where? 16 and 2. 2 1s are 2. 2 8s are 16. So I get 35 multiplied by 8. 8 5s are 40. 8 3s are 24. 25, 26, 27, 28. So I get 280 minutes. Now we need again to convert into hours and minutes. Again, children, let's write here hours and minutes. You know 1 hour is 60 minutes. So 280 minutes will give me how many hours? Right? So that is 280 upon 60. Correct? Let's cancel the zeros. I get 28 upon 6. So 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 8, 2 3s are 6. What do I get? 3 4s are 12, 13, 14. 2 upon 3 hours. Correct? I have still not finished. So 4 hours is fine. What is the meaning of 2/3 of an hour? 2/3 of an hour. Of an hour. Of 1 hour. 1 hour is 60 minutes. So when I reduce, I get 3 1s are 3. 3 2s are 60. 2 2s are 4. 40 minutes. So 2/3 of your hour means 4 hours 40 minutes. So let me write this here. 4 hours 40 minutes. Right? So 280 minutes means 4 hours 40 minutes. Let's come to the statements. So now let's do our statements. The question mark is on time. So let's begin our statement with time or using time first. So it is time taken to compose 24 pages. Right? Time taken to compose 24 pages. That is 1 hour 45 minutes. So 1 hour is 60 plus 45, which gives me 105 minutes. Right, children? Have you understood? Alright, now let's go to the next statement. Therefore, time taken to compose how many pages? 64 pages. We had converted first into minutes, that is 280 minutes. So when I convert 280 upon 60, what do we get? 4 hours 40 minutes, right? 4 hours 40 minutes. Now see children, 24 pages, 105 minutes. 64 pages, more. So 280 minutes, which gives us 4 hours 40 minutes. So this is called as direct proportion. When one quantity increases, automatically the other quantity also increases. If one quantity decreases, automatically the other quantity also decreases. Then these things or these sums are called as direct proportion sums. I hope it is clear. Let's move on to the next question. Alright, now let's move on to the 12th question of your exercise 8A. If 5 men, if 5 men can paint a hall in 18 hours, how many men will be able to paint the same in 10 hours? Alright, now children, be alert and listen to me. Now, there are 5 men, who will take time to paint, right? They take 18 hours to paint a wall, right? Now, the time here is reduced. Now, same wall I have, but I have been given only 10 hours, right? So, in 10 hours, I will need more men to do the work or less men to do the work. Now, 5 men take 18 hours to do it. Since I've reduced, the walls are the same. So, I will need more men to do the work faster. Right? So, here, remember, I will need more men to do the work. All this while, children, when you did you notice something? When this was more, this decreased, this also automatically decreased. Correct? And I said that is called as direct proportion. Now here, 18 hours of work, 5 men. You have the same room, but they have to do it in 10 hours. So I need to speed up. So that means I need more men to do the same job. Now, this is decreased. But what do you notice here? I don't know the answer, but I know I will need more men. So now it is opposite. More time, this many men. Less time is given, but I need more men. So this is called as inverse proportion, where one is increased, the other one decreases. Now, in spite of this number decreasing, here it doesn't decrease. This is becoming more, right? So this is called as inverse proportion. So when I write inverse proportion, I put my arrow like this upwards. We don't do cross multiply. So now I write it this way. 18 upon 10, you multiply it with 5. 5 means 5 upon 1. So 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10. 2 ones are 2, 2 nines are 18. So I need 9 men to do the job in 10 hours. Did you understand, children? Here it was 18 hours, 5 men. For 10 hours of work, I need more men. So here, instead of decreasing, it has increased. So this is called as inverse proportion. Now let's come to your statement. We have put our question mark on men. So I begin my statement with men. But how do we write? Number of men required to paint a hall in 18 hours. So how many men do we need? Yes, 5 men. Therefore, number of men required to paint the wall in 10 hours. So how many men is that? 9 men. So did you understand, children, the difference? Let's move on to another sum. Alright, let's do the next question 15 from exercise 8A. In an army camp, 300 soldiers had provisions for 13 days. So there was an army camp, there were 300 soldiers and they had enough food. Provision means enough things of food for 13 days. Let me write here. 300 soldiers and provision was for 13 days. Now, if 40 of them are transferred to the other camp, how long will the provision last? Now, provision is the same. There were 300 soldiers and this was enough, or this food was enough, or this provision was enough for 13 days. Now, out of this 300 soldiers, they are saying 40 went from there. Alright? 40 went from there. So how many are remaining? 0, you subtract, isn't it? So that means 260 soldiers are remaining, but the food remains the same, isn't it? The same quantity of food. So now what happens? Please check here properly. There were 300 soldiers. The food was enough for 13 days. 260 soldiers. So, the food for 260, now they can get more number of days the same amount of food, right? Because 40 people have gone. So, from those 40 people, these will get extra. So, that is, they can eat the same food for more number of days. Have you understood? Is it clear? 300 soldiers were there. Now, this much food is there for them for 13 days. Food is the same, but 260 soldiers only. So, they get more number of days to have that provision. So, if you see, number is decreased, but the number of days has increased. So, this is again called as inverse proportion. I told you when we say inverse, you put the arrow upward like this. So how do I solve it? 300 upon 260 multiplied by 13. 13 means 13 upon 1. 0 and 0 gets cancelled. So what do I get? 30 upon 26 into 13 upon 1. Correct? Table of 13. 13 ones are, 13 twos are. I get 30 upon 2. So 2, 15 times 30. So see here. So you get 15 days. It's increased. Correct? Alright. Now, let's write down statements. I need to find days. So we begin our statement with number of days. So number of days, the provision can be kept for 300 soldiers. Alright, number of days the provision can be kept for 300 soldiers. That is 13 days, isn't it? Therefore, number of days, provision can be kept or provided, anything you can write, children, can be kept for 260 soldiers. So that is 15 days. Is it clear? Have you all understood? Okay, let's move on to the next question. Right? Now, I had done the 15th sum before this. Now let me come to the 14th. I'm not going to work this out for you. You will do it, but let me explain to you. Now, in a fort, 360 men had provisions. Provision means food for them, isn't it? In a fort, 360 men had provisions for 21 days. There were 360 men in a fort, also in a place, and they had enough food for 21 days. Now let's see. 60 more men joined them. There are 60 more people coming there. Food is the same. So, will they have it for the same number of days? No, isn't it? Because 60 more means 360 plus 60. 420. They don't come with extra food. Same food. So, for 420 men now, will it remain for the same number of days? No, isn't it? Men have increased. So, definitely more consumption of food. So, the food will go for less days. Have you all understood, children? Since the number of people have increased, the food will become less. So now if you see here, 360, 21 days. The number here has increased, but here the number of days decreased. So what is this called? I told you. This is also inverse proportion. And inverse means what do I do? My arrow goes correct. The arrow will move up. So how do I write this? 360 upon 420 multiplied by 21. 0 and 0 gets cancelled, and you know how to solve this. Now, your statement begins with number of days, right? How do I put my statement? Come on, please help me. Number of days for 360 men. Sorry, let's begin this way. Number of days, the provision can be kept for 360 men. Therefore, number of days, the provision can be kept for 420 men. Clear? You will solve this and find out the answer for me. Let's move on to the next question. Let's come to the last question of exercise 8A. Moving at the rate of 70 kilometers per hour. That's your speed. Now, moving at the rate of 70 kilometers per hour, a car completes a journey in 18 minutes. The speed is 70 kilometers per hour. Time taken is 18 minutes. How long? That means you're finding out the time. How long will it take to complete this journey if the speed is increased to 84 kilometers per hour? Now, children, for example, if I say, let's take the distance from school to your house. Alright? Now, if your daddy takes generally 18 minutes with 70 kilometers per hour. Alright? The distance from school to your house is the same, but he speeds up a little faster. So, will you reach early or will you reach late? What is it? You will reach early, right? The distance is the same, nothing changes. But if your daddy speeds and goes a little faster, you will reach home early, right? So, if the speed is increased, then you will take less time to reach. You will reach faster. So, 70, it is 18. This has increased. Now, this is decreasing. Again, this is inverse proportion. So, when it's inverse, your arrow comes this way. Correct? So, what am I finding out? I'm finding out the time, isn't it? So, how do I put my statements? time taken to complete a journey in 70 kilometers per hour. How many minutes is that? 80 minutes. Therefore, time taken to complete a journey in 84 kilometers per hour. So what do? 70 upon 84. Multiply that with 18. 18 means 18 upon 1. Alright, so let's reduce. 2 9s are 18. 2 4s are 8. 2 2s are 4. I can take the table of 7. 7 10s are 7. 6 are 42. Again 6 and 9, table of 3. 3 2s are 6. 3 3s are 9. Let me just rewrite, children. What did I get? I get 10. Let me write it here. 10 upon 2 into 3 upon 1. Correct? I can still reduce. 2 1s are 2. 2 5s are 10. So how many minutes does he take? 15 minutes. Is it clear? Have you understood? Alright, children. With this, I told you I complete exercise 8A. You have 16 questions in total. Please complete them. Please use to draw lines. This is for your statements. This is to write the units, whatever quantity that is given. And please work out in the rough column. If you have any doubts, please contact me and let me know if you have any difficulty. See you and bye.